back here in Davenport. We're doing the upper extremity. We're going to do an evaluation of the wrist, real live. So the biggest thing in the wrist, you have to look at the radiocarpal joint. That's the master bone of the wrist. So that allows everything else to work properly. So it's like the talus being the master bone of the foot. Everything goes, the carpals, especially first row, go as the radiocarpal goes. Most of the time, the distal radius is posterior. Okay? So we're going to evaluate that from this standpoint. Physically, the best clinical check is to extend the wrist to see if there's any restriction. Okay? So in mine, it's definitely restricted, kind of on both, but the right one is definitely restricted. Now we'll look at the patient. So let's go put him up here. Extension, turn sideways. You can see his left is a lot better than his right. Okay? Which one's the worst one? Right. Imagine that. So that affects everything else because it affects the articulation between the scaphoid, most often, and the lunate. So when you're going to actually approach this, you want to make sure that you take out the distal radius first. Okay? Then reevaluate. So we found that he's restricted. The way we palpate that is to come in on the radius side. We take our index finger and our thumb, stabilize the first carpals on the bottom and also the lunate.